Welcome back to the next section of traffic training. In this section, we're going to talk about advanced tips, high availability. We always want our services to be up, so there are some special configurations to consider when we want everything to be up all the time. Now, what do we do if we have a single traffic instance and the traffic instance has a failure? Actually, we lose our connection to our cluster. So all ingress traffic from the cloud or internet or whatever your ingress traffic is cannot get to your containers. The containers continue to run, but what if traffic has an issue? What if the disk space on this node fills up and it just takes down the container? Or there's different solutions that traffic just not available, or you need to upgrade traffic, so you need to take it offline for a moment, and during this time you're offline. So what happens if you need 100% uptime? You need to build a cluster of traffics. So each traffic should be deployed on a separate host. So that way we have complete separate deployments of traffic. So if a host becomes unavailable, the disk fills up, it doesn't take out all three. So what we recommend is each traffic instance deployed on each host, and then assign a virtual IP or elastic IP in front of the cluster. So then DNS wise, it seems like just one IP going to all three of them. So you need some sort of logic in front to actually handle this and how it's going to be running. So what does it actually look like? We have our cluster, and you can see we have our elastic IP, elastic virtual IP in front of our cluster, which then routes to all the traffic clusters. Now below, we also need common storage because we need to store the certificates for traffic, the configurations in a common place. So when they start up, they need to all figure out who's actually the leader out of the three and where to write the configurations to. For example, new certificates from Let's Encrypt, or also read the dynamic changes. So that's how it's set up. And there's different options for the common storage. You can use console, you can probably use storage just generally, but then you need also to tell traffic that, hey, you also need to become a leader in this particular situation and handle the traffic between yourselves. So that's what we recommend in setting up a high availability traffic cluster, is at least three of them and on separate nodes. And then in front, you have an elastic virtual IP and some sort of common storage where all three of them can access at the same time. That's it for this section. Join me as we talk about authentication in the next section.